Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Hari
Freaking what the
Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Hari
seem to have
Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Hari
that was challenging. Okay.
Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Hari
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm trying to get
Prana Apana Sushma Hari 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 Hai Hari. Prana Apana Sushma Hari Hari Hai Hari Hari Hai Hari.
Okay, got it, y'all. We gotta get centered. Alrighty, hello, hi. Hello to all of my beautiful and blessed followers. Hello, how are y'all today? Happy Tuesday. What is that? There's another frequency. There was another frequency playing in the background the whole time. That was weird. That's what I was hearing. I was like, what is that extra thing I'm hearing? All right. I hope that you guys like this. This is called a magical healing mantra, Prana Apana Shushmana. It's a meditation. So I'll link it in the chat for you guys. Hello and welcome to the chat. We got Essence Salome. We got Raya. We got Diana Maldonado. We got Prussian or P. Is that Prussian Millionaire? Yeah, Prussian Millionaire. Hello. How are you guys? So I'm here to do a daily oracle and tarot reading for you guys, as well as to talk to you guys about personalized healing sessions that I am offering by video. So you guys are really going to like those because they're going to use visualizations, visuals from the cards, probably herbal visuals. I probably will do one of the main things that I do a lot of is calming people's frequencies, because there's a lot of people, they're just really just, ooh, you know, very high strung, and it can really be difficult calming down somebody that is very angry. So there's a lot of different things that I will do in you know, in the healing videos that will bring you to a calm meditative space. So I'm gonna be using my voice. I'm gonna be using healing frequencies, healing sounds, all different sorts of things. So, and it depends on you and what your spirit guide says that you need at that time. So you may hear a water frequency in the background, or, you know, so there's a lot of different things that I do for healing and balancing. And the main thing, it's very elemental, the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and spirit. So, and then also with you guys is key balancing. Okay. This is your energy force, you know, your life force. So I've been over here expanding and just, you know, expanding on my knowledge. And so now we're focusing on life force. And so that's going to be really good for you guys. So I will link it in the chat. All right. Hey, thank you so much. This is actually my oracle deck, but thank you. Those are all of the chakras. So, and guys, I will just, everybody keep calm. The healing videos are going to go up. I'm going to do 3 or 4 per day. So I just uploaded the Aries through the Cancer, and that's all I'm doing today. Okay. And I will get everybody else's done tomorrow. Okay. I can't stretch myself to the max like that. That's not good to do that. So, yeah. Especially when it comes to healing readings and some of the more, this one is kind of, I don't want to say, well, I picked up on some some stuff from some of you guys that was pretty bad, but you know, that's why it's called a healing reading. So yeah, everybody gets hurt. Everybody goes through that. Everybody, you know, so it's kind of like a part of life. Okay. So if there's any kind of trauma that you have, it will help. So, oh, cool. Yeah, it is a really cool deck. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and draw out a couple of cards and start shuffling. All right, spirit guides, ancestors up, a card. The present. So some of you that deal with issues of discontentment, it means that you want something and that's okay. So discontentment is actually a good thing because it says that you don't necessarily have what you want, but you have to be willing to work for those things to get to it, right? So, but at the same time, you have to be able to live in the present. You know, just because you want something in the future doesn't mean that you have to be sad or angry or upset about what's going on in the present. Just embrace what you have now, and you're going to get the things that you want in the future. The future could be in a month. The future could be in 2 months. Whatever you plan it out to be, or whatever your spirit guides have it planned out to be. So sometimes it has to do with that. But yeah, some of you guys are just like, you're living too far into the future. You have to focus on what's happening now. So you have to have a balance. Also, if you're trying to rush to get here and rush to get there and rush to get everywhere, it's just like, just kind of go with the flow. You know, you're going to get there. Oh, there's another card. So the nature spirits, nature really wants to be given back to, and as well as respected. Nature wants to be respected. Okay. The sun goddess fell out. So the sun goddess, she's talking about, I feel like what she's talking about is your desires. As well as, I don't know, that looks like the sacral, because the sacral chakra, kind of solar plexus, your solar plexus chakra. Who is that? That is somebody, because I can tell by the crown that she's wearing. The healing energies in the sun. There's some of you that need to get healing energies from the sun. You know how everybody's been afraid of the sun lately? Well, there's actually healing energies in the sun. So if you haven't been getting enough sun, which would be, when you convert it, it would be vitamin D. So many of you are vitamin D deficient, and so am I. So am I. That's why when I was out there, like the other day, I got burnt. Like I had like this big burn mark on my forehead. It was so weird. And it eventually kind of evened itself out, because it kind of made my forehead look two-toned. But you still need that sunshine. And then also, I feel like the sun goddess is talking about your vitality. So I don't know about y'all, but for me, I do red candle rituals. I do rituals. I do a lot with the color red, in particular red candles. Red is the color of desire. Red is the color of love. It's the color of roses. So I actually plan on doing that. As far as like with the vitality, you can do rituals to conjure up vitality. Like a lot of people will sit, and it's like, it's also what I was focused on today was the fountain of youth, because I don't know about y'all, but I turned 41 and I'm about to get younger. For real. Okay. And see, also, this is another thing. There is a process of renewal that a lot of people are missing out on because they are too focused on negativity. We have a new moon coming up on the 13th. So many of you, like, I'm seeing these red colors come through in the reading. And I feel like a lot of you really, really, really need to get up and move around. Even me, I have to get up and move around. Well, I'm constantly moving all damn day. But as far as like your vitality and your energy, there are a lot of people that are zapped of their energy. You probably have a vitamin D deficiency. So I can sense that with a lot of you. And like, see, as a healer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct you towards what I think that you need. It's not necessarily that, because it's not necessarily that I'm giving you all of my energy or my vitality. I'm planting seeds in yourself and watching them grow. So a lot of times when it comes to being a healer, it doesn't work kind of like if somebody, like for me, I will tell you that wounds heal so fast on me. Like when I got burnt, when my fingers got burnt, literally I was healed 2 days later. The whole damn thing was healed. The skin and everything. It was so weird. So I heal very quickly anyway. That's just like if somebody were to come and tell me, "Oh, you're diabetic." No, I'm not, because I heal so quickly. So I'm not that, because you know how people with diabetes, they have a longer healing time for some reason. So, by the way, my bath salts would be very beneficial to people that that have high or low blood sugar. My healing salts are very good for a lot of different purposes. So if you say, Jamila, I need you to make me some healing bath salts for my arthritis, I'm going to make the bath salts and I'm going to charge them to heal your arthritis. And that's the result that you're eventually going to get. You'll get it instantly, but that kind of healing can sometimes take a little while longer because your body has to go through, certain things. So that, anyway, a lot of times people don't realize that a lot of times arthritis, it seems like that's toxins coming out of your body or something. Just let your body release all of that. So yeah, I'm gonna draw out one more card just to make it even. Oh, finally I can do like this. So the spark of divine. So remember I was saying that, so this is where you connect with. So when I feel like this card is when you are about to connect with the divine part of yourself. So a lot of you are going through ascension, and particularly those of you that go to the doctor and you have these weird symptoms and you're like, well, what the hell is wrong with me? So because I've been through that. That's the reason why I know. The reason why I know is because I've been through that. Oh, this card also, the Crystal Ascension. Crystals are very powerful. These are quartz crystals. Okay. And also, a lot of you really need to get into aromatherapy. And the one thing that I'm going to suggest for aromatherapy is your oil diffusers. Okay, so I have these and I have other oil diffusers, but I am going to have like this entire program that I'm going to have set up for people to where you'll get video readings. And then I'm also going to include herbs, candles, and stones. So pink tourmaline is one of my favorite. This is pink tourmaline. So it's not just crystals, it's all sorts of the different stones. And I use these quite often for healing and for healing people. And you know, I will say that, you know, my daughter, she had a toothache like probably about 3 months ago, and she hasn't complained about it since. I gave her a herbal, and she hasn't said anything else about it. So it probably was something stuck in her tooth or something, or you know how something can, because I told her to floss too, but I do have to take her to the dentist or whatever. But you know, herbs are very, very useful and very powerful. So a lot of those things that, and to be honest with you, I looked at her tooth. She doesn't have a cavity or anything. You know, sometimes the nerves in our teeth will just start to hurt, especially if we eat a lot of candy. My daughter likes candy. So, you know, but this is one for emotional and spiritual healing. And this is a thymus and heart bang, or your heart. So many people have like heart problems, you know, your love life being, you know, being a particularly cruel person, being cruel, okay? Being cruel to yourself. It's not good, okay? Or to others. You got to pay it forward. But yeah, here's another pink tourmaline. But, you know, obviously the quartz crystals are one of my favorite. I've got tons of these around the house. You have to keep them clean though. And so I've got to clean a bunch of mines. I got wax on this one. I spilled wax on it during a ritual. But yeah, so spirits want people to get into crystals, the frequencies and what you can do with crystals. Obviously, they were created for a purpose. So people will say, well, we've got this problem, and this particular religion or teaching doesn't exactly help us in dealing with that problem. So then that's why crystals are even here, because of the frequencies that they give off and because of what they can do. And especially, yeah, yeah, absolutely, guys. The first thing that I'm going to tell you to do, as a daughter of Yemaya, okay, I consider myself to be her daughter, even though I'm not crowned or anything. I'm going to lead you to the water. I'm going to lead you to water is what I'm going to lead you to, because that's going to be one of your biggest tools for healing. Other people have other ways of doing it. I personally use all the elements, especially when I'm working with anybody and doing any healing. Now, guys, I do not do any in-person healings, not yet, not until I get my shop. So, and I am going to be doing some crowdfunding for that as well. So, yeah. Yeah, not only is that I see water, like I feel like spirits are talking about using water to help with certain health issues, in particular stress. Water is going to be one of the #1 healing components for stress, which you guys know that stress is the root of most diseases, right? So if you, crystal lover, crystal porn. so if you are somebody that needs, like, if you're real hung up or strung up or just highly stressed, you do have to, like, I have had to force people into the bathtub sometimes. I'll say, you know what, get in the tub, get in the tub. And after a while, your body will start to get used to it. And the water will instantly calm you down, especially warm water, because you're recreating the womb. So that's one of the other things that that I counsel people about, is the importance of doing that, because I cured myself of, probably saved myself from death, just taking those salt baths and that Epsom salt. Those Epsom salts are really healing, especially the or either the Dead Sea salts are really good, or sea salt. I like using a variety. Pink Himalayan, the Dead Sea salts, and the Epsom salts are really good. So, as well as sea salt, regular sea salt. I put honey in my baths as well. So it's very good for your skin, as well as internally cleansing and flushing out the kidneys and the liver. Taking spiritual baths will flush out. Taking cleansing baths will flush out your liver, as well as your your kidneys. So if you do that and you continue to bathe, after a while, you're gonna, you're gonna notice the definite difference in how you feel, and then also how you deal with stress. So that's what all of us have been learning, how to deal with stress. Okay. So where's my deck? Okay, we're going to use the Divine Legacy deck. So if you guys need to contact me about that, your personalized individual healing, just get the Heal from Trauma video. It would be the same thing if it's something, even if it's an injury that you have to your leg, things like that, things where your body will remember. For some reason, your spirit will remember those things, and you'll continue to have certain pains because of it. So your body remembers things, especially stuff from your childhood. So it's really good because when you tell your body that it's healing, or when you give solutions to the problem, okay, when you give solutions to a problem. Oh, I'm your cyberspace high priestess. I feel like it sometimes too. I feel like I be doing Deep Space Nine sometimes. I do. That's crazy. I'm hungry, y'all. I gotta get me some food. I think I'm gonna warm me up something. Something that I got down there already. All right, spirit guides, what messages do you have for people today? Okay, this is just going to be a uni. I'm not going to throw out individual cards. Okay, because I got stuff to do. I'm waiting on packages and stuff to get here. You get in that bathtub for at least 30 minutes to an hour, 3 times per week, you'll be good. Your body will feel better. Your periods will regulate. And I've got a special fertility bath and vitality. Remember when I was doing those vitality, the bath kits? Remember when I was doing those? When my website was thedivinemommy.com. And people were loving those, because you get the pack of the herbs And you get like maybe some kind of amulet that I'll include with it, or either and then also essential oils and like candles and stuff. So all right, let's get it. Okay. Okay, so there's the High Priestess, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Wands. Well, the High Priestess is definitely revealing something today. The High Priestess is, this is representing divine feminine energy as well. This is about men. This is the Divine Mother, and not the Divine Mother, but feminine, the Divine Feminine. This is the Divine Feminine energy talking about Kundalini, talking about life and vitality. Also, she's saying something about the fountain of youth. Some about the fountain of youth. And she's talking about your chi energy and frequency, but then also the Ace of Wands is a representation of you following your own intuition and taking a leap of faith. So instead of you doing what everybody else wants you to do, you do what you want to do, and you sort of just go for it. And then you got King of Wands. So this is also a very powerful spirit guide. It's funny how the fire god and goddess came out in this reading with both decks. So I'm almost wondering, what is our current zodiac moon today? Oh, we've got a new moon in Leo that's coming up. Hold on, y'all. Let's see here. Today is the 10th, July the, God, this page is taking forever to load. God, like that is just not good at all. Like, what the heck? Okay. All right, so it's July the 10th, so we are in Gemini moon right now. And we are moving into Cancer on the 11th, which will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. And we will be in Cancer and July the 13th at 5:31 p.m. So technically, when the new moon comes, we'll probably be sort of Cancer Leo. So we've got a new moon, and it'll be in Cancer, but at 5:31 p.m., we will be in Leo. So if you are an astrologer or a witch that works with Universal, then you know why that would be valuable, to work with those energies on that day for whatever spell work that you need to work on. So, which is whatever it is you need to work on, however you do, I guess, the voodoo that you do. But that represents that Leo moon that's coming up. So feel like spirit guides is saying that the energies are going to be very potent on those days. And so you want to take advantage of those, especially if you're looking for any kind of work success or business success or success at anything. Because this card represents success. The King of Wands is going to be somebody that is very successful. Okay. And what got that person to where they got to was their drive. So you have to have drive and ambition. Now, you know, at that time, if you just don't want to do nothing, and then also it's about discovering who you are, because when you know who you are, then that way, that's when you can, because, and see, this is also related to your root chakra. So many of you do need to be balanced in your root chakra. So a lot of you that have depression, you're tired all the time, you know, you're actually going, I mean, you're supposed to feel like that because everybody comes into their power at their own time. But I personally feel as though if you're feeling like that, then either you need to take some energy away from your life, or you need to put some energy in your life, or you need to ask for some energy, or either conjure energy. I know for me, I use energies from the stars and from the moon and the quasars. So you guys already know that on that day, on the new moon, I'm going to be at my altar all day, probably working and doing stuff. And so everything's going to be lit up on that day because I want to work with that Leo moon. It's very powerful. Now, if you want to work on family relations, things that have to do with your emotions, then you may want to start work a few days before, because while the moon is crescent and going towards the new moon, you'll still get the effects. But I can tell you that Cancer moon, this represents the, go pee, baby, go pee. This represents, I don't know why my son does that. It's so cute though. This represents some aspect of your emotions, but then also the deep and unknown, the depth of your consciousness is what that represents. Figuring it out, holding the key to life. You see how she's holding a pomegranate? So let me tell you why she's holding this pomegranate. Because the pomegranate represents life and vitality. Okay. But there's other, hold on a minute. Pomegranate. Okay. So the magical pomegranate is an ancient fruit, and it's an aphrodisiac fruit. So there may be love workings that you want to work on, or either health. I would say health. I'd say all of the above. Hold on a minute. Fertility. So it's about fertility. So a lot of people, as soon as you mention anything about fertility, they freak out and they start thinking about child support. Stop doing that. You are literally destroying yourselves from the inside out. So for some reason, when a man hears anything about fertility, he starts to freak out and he starts to become fearful of child support. Even if they don't even have children, it's like for some reason being fertile is a bad thing. No, it's not. It's not a bad thing. In fact, most women, you're supposed to be fertile up until the day that you pass on, even if you're in your 70s, 80s, or 90s. So a lot of all this cancer and stuff like that, that's not a normal occurrence for the human body. And these things start in your mind. So the pomegranate represents fertility, vitality, youth. Okay. And the fruit of the underworld. I love pomegranate juice. It's very expensive too. Pomegranates are very expensive. I always get the big thing of pomegranate juice when I go to the store. So it's an aphrodisiac fruit. It's a divination herb. It's for intuition. It's for luck and protection, for prosperity and abundance. Samhain, um, uh, herbs to attract money. So it attracts money. Um, okay, give me a second. So it's a very powerful fruit. That's why she's holding a pomegranate. So she's talking to you about youth and vitality. So when a lot of people, she's talking about, where do people get that from? You ever look at people and you go, my God, this person is just timeless. Why doesn't this person age? And you're trying to figure out why that person doesn't age. Why do they look so young? You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why, because guys, and see with me today, where my spirit is leading me definitely is to more so the weight loss spells, but it's not about weight loss. It's about health and vitality. So, I love doing rituals like this. It definitely does help you get and stay into shape. So for me, I work out, but then again, I also do meditations and stuff. And then I also am working on body sculpting. So I like to take a picture. Really. Oh, and you know what, guys? I have a haul coming up. So I'm really, really excited about this candle haul that I've got coming up. So make sure that you hit the bell notifier, because I'm going to be doing that, because I actually got some gold candles. So I am really, really excited about those and being able to use them. Colloidal silver is supposed to be really, really good too. I need to try some of that though. And another one that I like is CoQ10. So that's actually a supplement that I think that, men and women should take, you know. So anyway, yeah, so this is about your vitality. This is about your youth. So for example, you should not be, I feel like I feel like it represents good energy is what I will tell you that it represents. And some people have bad energy and some people have good energy. Okay. Some people have very, very bad energy. Some people, and that's how they age very quickly. You notice how when people age very, very quickly, you see what I'm saying? So even though because normally, and you know what, I can honestly say that the last 10 years, I've actually gotten younger, like a lot of people will say. And so a lot of the times, people will, I've seen people, like I feel like I'm a very old soul. So I feel very old anyway. But as far as, having the strength and the energy to do things, I'm constantly, I'm always up, bouncing around, listening to music, dancing around. You don't have to, so yeah, that's one thing with that. So if you guys need root chakra healing, because that is really, really, really important, because I've actually seen people just get the life sucked out of them. You know what I'm saying? And it is kind of hereditary. So I don't know why. For me, I've always, like right now, I'm getting myself in shape and everything. And every day my body feels stronger and stronger. And it's a gradual process. So again, even if you're trying to lose weight, and you can cause yourself a lot of frustration when you don't accept your body now. So same difference, you can't, you have to only, where your goal is, but you have to focus it and you have to actually give yourself the time to get there as well. So for me, I don't feel like nothing is supposed to happen overnight, but I definitely look a lot different from what I looked in my body shot that I did for you guys like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Remember when I did a body shot on purpose and people tried to shame me? That was really weird. But anyway, so I look quite different from that body shot. And I am going to come back with another one, but it's not a big hurry to me because I am embracing life. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no urgency to prove anything to anybody. I'm not going to lose weight too fast because especially when it comes to your skin. And everybody gets new skin, when you have those issues and problems. So if you are forcing something, and um, I've seen people, just literally just kind of ruin their body by trying to lose weight too freaking fast. So guys, keep in mind when I lost all that weight, it took me 3 years to lose that weight. I didn't lose it fast, but I did start smoking cigarettes. So now my body is going to be very different. And I'm gonna try to turn myself into as hot as a hot mama as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because my body does look quite different than what it looked. I'm much more voluptuous. Let's put it like that. So that's something that I'm just going to always have. So I don't even have to be really skinny. In fact, when I got skinny like that last year, I actually wanted to gain a little bit. So hold on, guys. Hello. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I had to take that phone call. So when it comes to energy, when it comes to vitality, when it comes to not being depressed, because guys, let me tell y'all something. I don't care if you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. A lot of times when you lose your taste and your zest for life, people will lose their appetite. People will lose their interest in sex. And that's actually not a good thing. It's not. And so this is what the high priestess is talking about in this, in this particular reading, as far as like with your energy and the fact that a lot of I think that a lot of people, it seems like to me that your mind is what does that to you. Your mind is your worst enemy, because if you are a person that is just tired and just drained and just, and you never have any energy for anything, like if you're always run down and you're always feeling like crap, that's what I believe that spirit is talking about. I believe that it has something to do with something that's possibly being oppressed. And so that is what I am talking about when I talk about your key frequencies and when I talk about activating your Kundalini. I can cleanse your root chakra, which will in turn, activate things. So, yes, people can do that. It's called having the gift of resurgence. So a lot of you, are there not people that have the gift to give life to people? So there's healers out there, and there are people out there that can, heal you. They can heal you. They can give you youth. They can give you vitality. I know that for me, guys, I am getting ready to invent a fountain of youth potion. And I'm going to sell it to my clients. You can either dress it with your candles or you can take it internally. So that's going to be my latest thing that I'm going to do. And it's going to be an elixir is what it's basically, or either a tonic, serum. I'll probably call it a life and vitality serum is probably what I'll call it. Or I might call it fountain of youth serum. So that's something that I'm planning on coming out with. And what it does is it's going to, I actually have one. It's called Love Potion number 69. I actually already have some made up of it. And I just haven't done much marketing on it. But there are certain serums and potions and stuff that practitioners can make, and they will do certain things. So, I think that this is what I want to tell you. Don't think that, because there are a lot of people that literally their energy is totally misplaced and their energy is really, really bad. I don't know why it just got a little bit darker. So there are a lot of us that, yeah, we can banish negative energy off of you. We can balance out your chakra. I do that to people all the time. I do chakra balancing for people because there's some people that don't know how to do it themselves. There's some people that need help. There's some people that need that spark so that they can, and then their body will start to get used to heal, because you got to understand there's a lot of people out here that are hurting and they need somebody to breathe that life into them. So there's nothing wrong with coming to a practitioner or a Reiki healer. That is why we were given the tools that we were given. If everybody could just self-heal just like that, then we would be living in a perfect world at that point, but we're not. So that's why we have healers out there. And a lot of times, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, there are some people that surprisingly, they don't have the ability to heal. You can try and try and try and try, and it's just like you're filling up a tank full of never-ending gas. It just never. So some people take a lot more energy, and so there are some people that are to heal than others, and they take a lot more energy. But when it comes to so I was actually looking at somebody and I disagreed with what that person said, and I said, my goodness, I said, I heal energies in people's bodies all the time. Yoga instructors, um, empaths, I mean, there's all sorts of, Reiki healers. They heal people's Kundalini all the time. So what is a Kundalini? Okay, so you have to know what a Kundalini is. Well, what is the Kundalini? Okay, what is it? It is, and so basically what it is, Kundalini, it refers to a form of primal energy or Shakti said to be located at the base of the spine. Okay, so for you to say that somebody can't raise your Kundalini is totally, in my opinion, false. If you are teaching that, you need to reteach yourself. You know how people can give another person an orgasm? So Kundalini is the energy that sits dormant in the first chakra at the base of the spine. Kundalini energy is released during orgasm. So when somebody gives you an orgasm, they are releasing your Kundalini energy. So I can imagine that, I've actually probably given people, helped people with their orgasm. So, that's kind of, a false thing to say. So I was kind of disappointed in somebody, but that's okay, because there's a lot of people that, they say what they say at the time that they say it. Spirit uses you however way. Whoever was supposed to receive that message received it, and however they wanted to receive it is how they took it. Kundalini cleanses and strengthens the body and the chakras. So it's almost your key energy. So we know that negative people can mess with our Kundalini, can't they? If you have somebody that's particularly negative, you can feel the energy from that person. You know how somebody says, "Oh, you'll mess up a wet dream." And that's the truth. There are some people that literally work in reverse of the Kundalini. They make you opposite of orgasmic. Right. Yep, exactly. Go vegan. Exactly. Yeah. There are a lot of different things, a lot of different people, plants, frequencies, sounds that will, um, activate your Kundalini, and so like pomegranate juice is something that would be a juice that would activate your Kundalini. So, and in fact, there's a lot of people that everybody has Kundalini, just to let you know, it's your life force. Okay. And some people either have a lot of life force, too much, or not enough. Kundalini is a word that literally means snake. It's also called serpent power. because it's a sleeping spiritual force in every human being lies coiled at the base of the spine. Once awakened, it rises through a series of centers, also called chakras, and finds expression in the form of spiritual knowledge and mystical visions. According to the Tantric tradition, the human body contains 7 centers of subtle energy, chakras, referred to as lotuses, through whose channels the Kundalini rises. The Kundalini rises through these centers from the base of the spinal column all the way to the top of the head, where the 1,000-petaled lotus chakra is located. When Kundalini forces the 7th chakra with its entire power, this spiritual energy develops its full majestic force in the form of enlightenment. Okay, so Kundalini is energy. It is the life force. It's given different names: Ki, Prana, sometimes called Shakti, which is why I was listening to the Prana meditation before I came on here. Or while I was on here. So there are a lot of spiritual leaders and teachers that absolutely, like, I've seen them everywhere. And these people are very important, and you've got to give credit to the shamans, to the healers, to even the witches, even people that are seemingly doing something negative. Even those people can titilize your Kundalini sometimes. It just depends. Now, if somebody gets to talking about when people start talking about certain things, like, I don't even want to bring it up right now, but there's certain conversations that people have that turn my Kundalini off. Okay. One of them is harming children, is just what I'll say. That turns me off. So, but so this is also your personal power. Think of it like this, as your mojo. There's people out there that can steal your mojo. There's people out there doing spiritual transferences. So y'all better be careful with all of that. On Friday the 13th, if you are feeling like somebody is trying to drain you, then that means that they are trying to spiritually transfer what you got to them. So y'all do need to watch out for that. If you feel like somebody's trying to steal your energy, you better have them red candles ready. And you better have some red sauce, or make some fire hot sauce noodles or something. Get to cooking up in that kitchen with some of that garlic and stuff, and some of them root vegetables. Because what that means, people do spiritual transferences to capture your essence. And they can't take all of who you are, but they can try to drain you. I've actually seen people do it, to where they want your consciousness, and then all of a sudden you're thinking their thoughts. And it's like, well, wait a minute, I don't normally think like this. Why am I thinking like this? And then you sit and go, oh, it's that person. And then you can, you know what I'm saying? And that's typically how magic works, especially when it comes to being telepathic, because I am a telepath. So I can hear people from all over the freaking globe. Like, I can hear everybody. Okay, when it's time to hear somebody, that's when I hear them. And spirits come to you, that's just the way that it is. So, hey, Catherine Ars. And so anyway, guys, that's the reading for today. I am offering personalized healing sessions by video. My healing sessions work. I don't care what anybody comes on here to say, for them to tell you that what a person can't do, and then they offer the same exact thing, means that they are trying to discredit somebody else so that they can take from them. Or, you see what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to do that. None of us that are out here working as healers should be doing that. There are plenty of us to go around. there is plenty to go around. So I know that for me personally, the work that I do with people, which is done um, through candle work, also visualization, as well as the work that I have to do on my end. I do use a lot of pictures a lot. I will use people's pictures to do work on you. So if I ask you to send a picture, please go ahead and do it. And then that way I can go ahead and do my work. I do a lot of work with crystals, um, candles, water, sound, and all of those things. So, and yes, I can manipulate your Kundalini. Absolutely. A lot of people can manipulate. People are manipulating people's Kundalini every single day. Now, if you're trying to have a spiritual experience of enlightenment, which is what it ultimately leads to, that is where the hard part comes up. Because when you are experiencing enlightenment, that can be a very scary thing. But enlightenment can come through sex, yeah. And so a lot of people have been, the energy that they send out is anti-life. Anytime you are attacking the female womb, anytime you are attacking a womb, anytime you are attacking sex, anytime you are attacking somebody's, sensuality, which is what they'll try to do. But for me, you do have to take care of yourself. You do. If somebody comes up to you and says, "Oh, you ain't sexy, you ain't this, you ain't that," that is going to affect your Kundalini if you let it. Yeah, of course, you want to be the master of your own body. You don't want people to be able to tell you that you ain't hot and then you actually believe it. You want to feel good about self, don't you? But as far as if you are depressed or if you're sad, yeah, that a lot of y'all are holding negative energy in your sacral. So I actually do orange candle work for people. I'll do a candle working on you, and I usually primarily do white. But a lot of the healing that I do to any of your chakras, I'll use the corresponding chakra, and I can make you horny as a damn dog if I wanted to. That's generally what people are not looking for. But a lot of people that come to me, they'll say, I feel refreshed. I feel vital. I feel like this vitality. I feel good. I feel like I can, just very refreshed. And, that has something to even do with that energy too, because it's all connected. So, but I do believe that there are only certain ones of us that do have the power to do that. I mean, there's some people that you'll go to and they won't actually be able to help you. Or maybe it's meant for you to take what they gave you, take the knowledge that they gave you, and then you can apply it on your own, because that is essentially what a lot of us have the capability of doing. Now, I will tell you that there are some people that are claiming to be healers, but they are still tripping off of something that happened from their childhood. Listen, okay, if you're a healer, then heal. It's all about your state of mind. So you got to be careful with that, when you're dealing with people that are still very, very wounded. And yes, we all heal, which the universe is a part of ourselves. We heal through ourselves. Yes, we do. We do heal, like, especially if a case comes to us and it opens up wounds in us. And then, but see, after a while, like, that stuff is not supposed to be destroying your life. It's not supposed to hold you back. You're supposed to move past that stuff. So if you truly have the ability to heal, then you have to be able to heal yourself. Okay? Because if you can't heal yourself, then other people are not going to be able to they're not going to be confident in your ability to heal them because you haven't done that for yourself. So it makes a lot of sense, but it's the truth. And yeah, and for you to advance, to move forward, you know, you're going to have to eventually heal your body and your spirit, your mind, body, and your spirit. So a lot of people are afraid of healing because healing hurts as well. I remember when I got burnt, and I learned a lot from getting burned. I learned a lot from getting my finger burnt. What I learned is that in order for something to heal, you've got to endure the pain. So what I was trying to do was I was trying to keep my finger in the water. I didn't want to take my finger out of the water. And you do have to run cold water over it when you get burned. But I didn't want to take my finger out of that water, not for 5 seconds. Every time I would take it out, my finger would just feel like it was on fire. But eventually what worked was actually essentially white vinegar was what stopped the burning, white vinegar. So if you ever get burned, pouring white vinegar or even apple cider vinegar will stop that burn, just to let you guys know. But like once I did that, I had to actually, you know, take my finger out the water. And even though it burned and it stung like heck, I still had to endure the pain. I couldn't live the rest of my life with my hand inside of some water. So you get all pruny and stuff if you do that, you know. So eventually I had to just feel that burn and let it burn. And, you know, it healed up very fast. So healing does hurt. In order for you to heal from something from your childhood, you've got to you've got to visit that. You've got to go through that pain in order to heal it. But you also have to realize and appreciate that even though you went through that pain, you still survived it. So rather, instead of focusing on the pain that you went through, focus on the good things that you can now create with your life and learn something from that pain instead of constantly staying in it and being a victim of it. Okay. And I'm being serious about that. And then also it requires somebody that's able to start over, somebody that's able to start fresh. There are a lot of people that can't do that. There are some people that can, but some people can't. When they go through something, that is it for them. They are like, puh, I'm done. And I've actually woken up a lot of people out of those cycles. Those of you that are giving up on love in particular, and those of you that are giving up on life, those of you that lose faith, those of you that lose hope. There's a lot of that going around right now. So, you know, I do provide these individual video sessions. This is something that I've never offered before. And I definitely want to try it out. And then that way you guys will have a keepsake video because you can actually download these videos. But I keep my personal readings up forever for my clients. I keep them up. I don't erase them. There are some people that erase them eventually, but I don't do that. So you can actually download that video and keep it, because some people are healing from trauma on a daily basis and they are reliving that trauma on a daily basis. And you have to ask yourself, what is it? You know what I'm saying? What is it that is causing this person to consistently relive this traumatic event? And why do you keep reliving it? So here's the link to the website. I actually do have that as there's an emergency same day option for that as well if you need your reading the same day. Okay, it is a little bit extra, but you know, and I am offering them, they're actually on sale because it is going to go up because I'm introducing, whenever I introduce something new, I always place it on sale, but you can see the regular price of it. So it's a video, it's a spiritual coaching video, and it'll everything will be personalized. It is whatever it is that your spirits want for you, you know, is what will be, you know, included in that video. Also, it's 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, so the time of the video can range. I also do offer healing candle work as well. So there is a serenity, peace, and healing ritual that I do offer on the website that is amazing. And I think I've got a couple of reviews on there for my, but that one is going to be under readings. It'll also be under spells and rituals too. But yeah, I don't know why nobody hasn't done a review on that, but my serenity, peace, and tranquility healing is really, really good. And you can also use this for cutting the cords of that trauma. Because, I mean, if people took, I mean, I'm not even going to say that because you know what? It depends on to the extent of the damage that was done to the person or the spirit. Because a person with a damaged spirit, it's really, really hard for them to see feeling better. And you do have to see it. Because there's a lot of times where literally visualization, you have to actually see yourself feeling better. And when you can see it and when you can catch that vision of it, then that's when it will come. So visualization is very important because visualization and horrifying visual things is what led to you being broken. It's what led to the trauma. So you've got to use those same visuals, not same visuals, but you have to use a better visual or visualization to make things better and to finally heal yourself. So healing from traumatic events is possible. I myself have been through trauma, even though I didn't have a lot of trauma in my childhood like that. That was physical violence, but I have been a victim of physical violence. And you would never even realize it because I am not one of them traumatized people that don't give people a chance, always untrustworthy. I'm very, very loving, and I refuse to allow those people or that person that traumatized me to lead me to not be able to love or love myself or to even love life. When you've done that, you've allowed that person to take over your spirit. You should be having fun and enjoying life and drinking and drinking your wine, eating your peeled grapes and crackers and cheese and stuff. If you're allergic to cheese, then vegan cheese, okay? So the reading that we're looking at right now is all about your vitality, your health, your kundalini. It's all about that, okay? So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and go. Liam, just ask the question. Just go ahead and ask the question, hon. You don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to do that. Guys, I'm going to be doing I want to start getting into my deities as well. I want to start getting into my deities as well and starting to talk more about them. For example, Shiva's consciousness, the consciousness of Buddha, and just exploring more so of that instead of exploring things that we've already been over and over and over and over again. Okay, so there comes a time where hopefully where I can take you is to progress in your spirit. For example, instead of you being stuck in the past, and a lot of y'all do have past life transgressions, I can help move you out of that state of being and put you in a different reality, because your reality is created by your brain. And it was also probably falsely created by somebody else, i.e. your parents, i.e. their parents, i.e. their enemies, i.e. your enemies. So if you want your reality to change, it can, but it ultimately starts with you. But there's a lot of people that are too traumatized to actually believe that their reality can change. Okay. So I'm not doing any free readings in the chat, Liam Harris. I'm not doing that right now. In fact, I was getting ready to wrap this up because I got to go tend to my dog. Evidently, she's got something going on down there. If you guys are suffering from anxiety, if you guys are suffering from depression, if you guys are going through that, you have got to ask yourself. So what I would say to you is, more than likely, you know, you have to be able to see your anxiety getting better. You have to be able to see it getting better. So sometimes it's not about asking, will it get better? That, like I explained to you, Liam Harris, anxiety is a energy. Anxiety is a demonic energy that came from fear. Okay. So anxiety, when it affects people, it comes from the actual spiritual as well as sometimes physical body of something demonic. So what you have to do is you have to, when that energy comes to you, you have to tell it to go. Anxiety always has a beginning and an end, and you can feel it coming on when it's coming on to you. The moment you feel that anxiety, you tell it to get off of you. So anxiety is a spirit. That's something that my spirits figured out months ago. I've been talking about it and I've been speaking about it. Sometimes anxiety can be empathic people picking up on the energies around them. Or sometimes anxiety can be, if you have anxiety, you have to ask yourself, where is it coming from? Is it coming from something that I did, or is it coming from something that somebody else did? And if it's coming from something that you did, then you need to change the behavior of what you've been doing. Okay. Now, if your anxiety is coming from somebody else, then you need to learn how to get rid of that spirit. So those anxiety, depression comes from the physical body of a demonic force. It's called energy. So depression is negative energy. Anxiety is negative energy. These are negative energies that come from sometimes a seed that can be planted in a person. Okay, the seed of fear, or somebody being illogical, or somebody fearing something that's not actually there. Anxiety is when you fear something, but it's not actually there. Now, if you have anxiety, like while you're driving or something like that, that's when a lot of people will start to have that. Anxiety has many, many different reasons, but I feel like the main one is the fact that it is a negative spirit. And I feel as though, from what I've seen, because I've actually felt that coming on, any kind of negative spirit, that any kind of negative energy that alters your frequencies is a bad energy and it's a bad spirit. So what I do for anxiety is I banish it. I think of anxiety as a demon. I make it up in my mind, and I imagine that anxiety being destroyed in my mind. So that was how I beat agoraphobia before. Like, for example, with agoraphobia, you literally feel as though if you go outside, either something bad is going to happen or it just feels overwhelming. It just feels overwhelming. The whole entire world, the horizon, looking up at the sky feels overwhelming. And you just like, what the hell? What I imagine is it is a big black demon, and I punch it in the damn face and it goes away, because you can't feel that way. Why? You got things to do. You got stuff to do. You can't sit around with that. And then also you got to calm down and, get yourself some herbs. Coincidentally, red wine is good for that also. And guys, let me know if you guys ever find a pomegranate red wine. I bet you that would be amazing for rituals, because I make offerings to Mama Kali Ma. Mama Kali Ma loves red wine and chocolate. So, sometimes during my rituals, I will make offerings to Kali Ma. So it is. Anxiety is from the bottomless pits of hell. It's fear is basically what it is. It's the fear demon. And somebody was saying, like, I was reading somewhere that it's associated with the god Pan, but that the god Pan actually helps. It's associated with some kind of frequency or something, and that you can, like, a lot of times anxiety will manifest itself during your healing process as well, because I know that while I was healing, my anxiety came back up. Okay, when I quit smoking, my anxiety came back up. That was when the anxiety came back, was when I quit smoking, big time. So thank you, Go Vegan. Thank you. And be sure to share me with you guys as friends. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Love and light to you guys. You know where to reach me if you need me. Absolutely. You manifest everything that is in your life. And that's why sometimes you have to give yourself that happy energy. You wake up in the morning, you want to be hopeful. You want to say, I affirm that this, and this, and that is going to happen today. I affirm. You make positive affirmations about life. Okay. Okay. So you guys have a great day. Love and light. And I'll see you guys later. Okay. Namaste.